Welcome to 3D Print Everything for Profit. So my name is Michael Lynn, and my business is 3D Print. And I started a Facebook group called 3D Print Everything for Profit to help anybody that it has the thought of wanting to make money with a 3D printer. So that's who should be watching this video, is if you're interested in possibly making money for a 3D printer or being involved in the 3D printing community in the North DFW area, the Dallas-Fort Worth, then you are in the right place. Definitely the place to watch this video. Now you might see my cat jump across me. He just jumped up in front of me. You can't see him. I've got some big plans for the next year, and I'm really excited to share them with you. I'm doing this video to share these with you, so I'm excited that a couple of you are here. But my goal is to create a larger community. So first, I'll get off with a little bit of history of my business. So this might be a longer rant video of getting a little bit of my history. This will be one of the first videos in my whole YouTube page. So when people come to this video in the future, they'll see this as one of the intros, and they can kind of see where I've come from. They can see where I'm at, in this moment that I'm recording this. But if this is a year or two later, they can see where I've been and where I came from. And that's the point here, is so that you can look back at this and be like, oh yeah, there was 3D everything when they first started getting on YouTube. So my goal here with the company, well, let me give you a little history on the company, is I started 3D printing 2.5 years ago. It was April of 2017. I was laid off, and I guess that's now, yeah, 3 years, a little over, almost 3 years ago. 2017, I was laid off from General Electric, and I bought my first 3D printer. And I wasn't sure what to make with that printer at first, but I realized that other people had bought a printer because they wanted to make something and they needed the printer to make it, and then they sold that. But for me, I kind of went the opposite way. I got a printer, and then it's like, hey, what in the heck do I make to make money off of? So of course, this was right at the height of the fidget spinners. So I started making fidget spinners, but honestly, I caught the tail end of it, and I don't think I made my money back on what I invested there. But that was my first dipping my toe into it, was fidget spinners. Now from there, it took me a couple months of learning how to get the printer to work and whatnot, and then I created a Google listing on my Facebook page I created a Google listing of my business and created a Facebook page just of my business, right? And that was it. And days later, I started accepting phone calls. Now, I started joining other Facebook group communities and whatnot, and one of the things I noticed was not one of the things I noticed, in one of these other Facebook groups, I made a post, and it got a lot of hate. It got so much hate, and I wasn't expecting it at all. It was a post meant to help other people in the community, and that Facebook group didn't like it. They attacked me, and then the admins of the group locked that post and prevented me from defending myself or other people from defending me, because I started getting a little bit of support saying like, hey, this is not cool. But it wasn't just hate on the post. It was people went to my business listing and started one-starring my business page. So that's not cool whatsoever. And when I made that clear, like I said, they locked the post, and that was not cool. So from that, I was like really hurt and left the group, obviously. Well, it was not cool. But I had 5 other guys message me apologizing for this, saying, hey, here's an example of how I got burned. Here's an example of how I got burned. Here's an example of why I had to restart my entire business and move states because he got burned in one 3D print group. And it's like, are you kidding me? You can be destroy your entire business from one post on a 3D printing group when you're trying to help others. Like, that is not cool, and that is not the community that I saw that 3D printing needed to be. So with that, I said, hey guys, how do you feel about starting a brand new group, and we will prevent that from happening? And I did that exactly. So if you are interested in joining a very positive, very supportive 3D printing group, 3D Print Everything for Profit is on Facebook. It is a private group. I will add you in. I'm the only admin. I've been admin for over a year now. I started it myself to help others, just like I said here. So on that page, it's not for people that have questions about printers or why the printer's messing up or anything else like that. It's strictly questions around like, what are you making for money? How do you charge? What's your business like? What's storefront like? What are the tools you're using? How do you get clients? All that type of stuff. This is the area for that. as well as many other things. But if you're a manufacturer of 3D printers, a manufacturer of tools that go with 3D printing, like scanners or build plates, nozzles, I highly encourage you to join this group, as you will be dealing with a lot of business owners, people that have multiple printers, people that are interested in high quality printers, and that's what I'm bringing here, as well as a bunch of new people who only have a couple printers but want to make some money back off of it. So that's my ultimate goal. Now that this group has grown too, I plan on splitting this group off into a smaller, more exclusive group of just business owners. So the group right now, 3D Print Everything for Profit, is a group for anybody that just wants to make money with a printer. But I will also make an exclusive group, 3D Print Everything for Profit exclusive, or business owners only, something like that, that will be just for that. The business owners, the guys that are running full-time. That if you full-time make money off of 3D printing, or represent a company that full-time makes money off 3D printing or related products, then there will be a master class, a master group there where we can brainstorm and communicate together. Now, with this too, I wanted to share some cool information. I did a Google search the other day, and just literally 2 days ago, and there was on 3D printing communities, because it's like, you know what, I've started a community, but I'd like to get more involved in other communities. And someone wrote a little web page about a month ago on the top 20 3D printing forums and Facebook communities, Facebook groups. And there were, out of those top 20, the #1 group was something generic like 3D printing or 3D print, whatever, and it had 88,000 members. Okay, that's a good number. Now, the lowest number on that list of 20, guess how many they had? I'd like to see your guesses in the comments, so I'll give you a second. Comment real quick. How many guesses were on the lowest 20? Or how many members were on the lowest 20th spot there? 4,000. Only 4,000 members, right? Now, I started my Facebook group, 3D Print Everything for Profit, 1 year ago, almost to the date. I mean, it's maybe just a little over a year ago, and we're at over 2,000 members. So I can guarantee you, and a lot of that support has come over the past 2 months. I mean, we've gathered 600 people in the past 2 months. So if we can keep that type of momentum going, we'll be in the top 20 groups within 3 to 6 months, which would be really, really cool. Especially because that's just any 3D printing community. That's 3D printing and painting. That's 3D printing, show off your prints. That's just whatever. My group is, again, centered around making money with these 3D printers, which, is specific. So it's really neat that we're getting this community up and going and really growing it. So I highly encourage you to become involved in that process, involved in that Facebook group, and checking out these YouTube videos I'm going to be doing here. So aside from that, the next thing I'd like to talk about is a little bit about my setup. So I started, like I said, 2-something years ago. I started with one printer over here, and I got a second printer, then another printer. In exactly a year ago, I had 6 printers, and to today, I have 22-something printers. Excuse me. A little bit there. Now, at 22-something printers, not all of them are running all the time. I generally got about 8 to 10 running. I think that's about what I have going at the moment, and that's running me full time. But through talking with some of my other friends, there's a lot of interesting other ways of making money. So my business is strictly centered around people calling me and saying, "Hey, I've got a file that I need you to print," or, "How do we print this? And I need to make the file first." So I go through that. But some of my other guys are renting time on their printer in their location. So one of the friends I was talking with on our group here, he's got a mall location in Florida, and he is selling out time on his printer, renting out time on his printer to people. And it blew me away at the prices, honestly, because I was like, wow, that's phenomenally affordable. And if you're making money at it, then I am interested too. I'm always interested in making money. I assume, like everybody else that's stayed this far in the video is. So it's got me really excited to possibly do some type of storefront. Now along with this storefront, I have had a lot of interest in a makerspace. Not myself, but other people have been asking about makerspaces. And of course, 3D printers need to be in a makerspace. So I kind of get this call of like, hey, can we use your printers for a makerspace, or can we use your printers as an example? I'm going to do a little booth or whatever to generate interest. And it's like, hey, awesome, of course, we can do that. So I'm kind of excited to see where that's going. I've got a couple people that are interested, but my goal with this is to, over the next 3 to 6 months, see if I can figure out a good location, get the pricing down, figure out what I would rent out printers for and others equipment and supplies and whatnot, and then possibly do a crowdsourcing so that I can fund the first years of the first year of rent, and then get y'all availability of printers at, you know, like 3 times less than what I would charge you if I was going to print it for you. So this will give you knowledge on how to run the printers. This will give you the ability to use the printers, to break the printers, fix them, and all you're going to have to do is pay a small monthly fee for either monthly or like you'll pay $20 for, you know, 2 or 3 prints under 24 hours, something like that, which is a phenomenal deal. So we'll get you worked out on the details of that, but that is coming soon. Now, for the DFW community, if you're in North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, I will be starting a bi-weekly, actually it'll be 2 meetings a month is what I want to start doing. Now, 1 meeting will be for an intro beginners newbie class. So if you have a printer or you don't have a printer, this is for you. If you just want to learn little tips and tricks, if you have questions on 3D printing, if you need something 3D printed, if you just want to see one for the first time and get a little knick-knack off of one, this will be the place to go. I plan on hosting this at the Thrive Hotel. This is next to the DFW airport. I'll go on just a quick rant on Thrive for a second. So Thrive is a CRM software that I use, a customer service management, CRM, customer relations management software. Now, what that does is it, any of my clients, they're there. So all of my clients, when I email people and do stuff, the majority of the time I'm doing it through this Thrive software. Now, they also are my payment processor. So when somebody emails me and messages me and asks me about something and get a quote, I write up an invoice in this software and I send it through that software and they get it in their email. They're able to pay online, and then as soon as that's paid, I start their order, which is an excellent way of doing business now. As well as, if you check out my webpage, they provide my webpage. So it's fantastic that I didn't have to go and have something made and worry about all these difficult things. That they already had a template for me. I just inputted my information into that template, and it's worked great so far. I really enjoy it. So Thrive has done a great job for me. Also, their headquarters is local. So these guys, they're right there next to the airport. It's about 20 minutes from me. They got a really nice hotel. They have over 1,000 people working at this facility. So they keep them fed. They got a nice cafeteria, and they've done a couple of really good conferences there, and they monthly have networking mixers there. So in the spirit of that, I was like, man, these mixers are fun. I love going and meeting other business owners there, and I've been thinking about doing some type of meetup and stuff. I decided to just ask the boss of the place, hey, you know, is it possible for me to rent a room? And he said that would be awesome. So I'm super appreciative for Thrive. Big shout outs to Thrive. They give me lots of free stuff. I just want to show you this. They gave me an award, 3D Print Everything for Profit, the High Thrive Award. This came with a backpack and some other neat things. So I was really excited to get that. I'm very happy that, you know, I ended up finding a representative from Thrive and have been able to partner with them. With that, they have a really good referral program. So if you're interested in Thrive, if you've got 3D printers, you want to make some money, you need to invoice people, you're tired of using Venmo, PayPal, all that shit, check all that stuff. Check Thrive out, and if you're interested, see if you can comment, message me, get on my Facebook group, ask me, because they do some really good things if you just mention my name, for you and for me. So they'll make sure to take care of you just for knowing me and getting referred through me. So aside from that, I also want to host a conference. Let's go back. 2 meetings a month. One for the newbies. The second one, I would like to be for professionals. So if we look in the DFW area, I'm one of maybe 3 or 4 other print shops. There I know is 1 or 2 in Dallas, and there's another one in Arlington. I believe the 2 in Dallas actually have storefronts, or at least one of them does, and the one guy in Arlington works out of his house. It's clearly seen on their Facebook pages. I haven't actually got to meet these guys yet. I haven't gone over there and meet them personally, but that's something I do plan on doing here this year, probably this next month, is I'll just show up in person and say, hey, look, I'm the local 3D print shop as well. I'd love to help you out if you ever need a hand, and to invite them into the 3D printing community that I plan on starting here. well, that I plan on expanding because I've already started. So with that, with these different groups, I want to create a exclusive group just for people that want to make money with the printers and are knowledgeable. So very much like the 3D Print for Profit group, I want to do an in-person group where we can come, discuss, have some food, you know, learn tips and tricks, check out each other's printers and setups and stuff like that, and be able to grow locally. Now, as well as doing that, I want to talk in those spaces about seeing what we can do as business owners for the community as like a give back. So in my 3D print group, I just gave away 3 3D printers. 3 of them, count that. So you definitely want to get in my group. I plan on doing a lot more giveaways, so check that out. But I want to see if we can do this for the local community to get them all riled up. Because here in DFW, there's over 11 million local people between Dallas, Fort Worth, and the surrounding cities. So we got Fort Worth, we got Dallas, and then just cities everywhere around here. That's over 11 million people, which is fantastic. And I guarantee you, I haven't even served 1,000 of them. And I'm getting a lot of repeat business from my customers. So there's a big, big market here. And competition, there's just none. I mean, literally 4 3D print shops. If we look up 2D print shops, they're everywhere, but not in the 3D printing realm. So it's really cool. And you've got to have knowledge and discipline in a lot of different fields. And you've got to be connected to different people in order to ultimately be successful in this 3D printing, at least with what I'm learning. You either specialize in one thing and you do it really well, or you try to specialize in a lot of different things and do all of them kind of well, or pretty good well, decently well. I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing, is I'm able to approach a lot of different projects. I do my best to not say no to a project, but I'm learning that that's not always the best option too. And that's something I want to impart to you, is you do not want to accept every job, because if you get a customer unhappy, that's not a good thing. If you get a customer asking for a refund and you've spent a bunch of time on their project, you know, that's not a good thing either. You've wasted your time and money, and you're not going to get paid by these guys. So, so we can talk about and discuss those in the future and in person, what kind of projects those look like, my experiences, your experiences, all that. That's what the plan for the 3D print for profit local groups will be like. All right. Now, coming up in the fall, what I would really love to do is a big conference. So the majority of these CTCs and other additive manufacturing conferences or showcasings is just for the big guys. I mean, you got to spend $1,000 to get in, or hundreds of dollars. Maybe you're given a ticket for free, but it's somewhere out of state. And even when they've come here to this state, it's still very much the exclusive big boys. It's Markforged, it's MakerBot, it's Poly Printers. It's these, you know, $100,000, $1 million plus companies that generally are showcasing their new printers or their new software or their new scanners. And that's generally what I see when I go to these. And that's great. And I would love to go to them. Actually, I haven't been myself, but I do plan on going to the very next one that's here in DFW. But I would like to create one that's just a little bit different and make it for the local DFW community, so that we can do possibly a 1 to 2 year event where it's all the local people that want to make money with 3D printers, as well as people that are outside of DFW that want to make money, and not have it just centered around like, here's my new printer, but here's what we can do with this printer, the unique things that this guy can do. So it's very, very going to be centered around being unique, being stretching the bounds of what your machinery can do. If you're wanting to come showcase your machinery, it's got to be printing something awesome. You better be bringing something awesome you print it. And that's kind of the goal with this, is to have it be a real neat showcase and to push the boundaries of what is possible when it comes to 3D printing. So I might even do something like where it's like 3D printing automotive, and it's just a massive challenge for anybody and everybody that comes to figure out different parts that they can print for the automotive industry. And maybe automotive's not the greatest application there, but we'll figure out exactly how to make it a bit different than the other ones. And I highly encourage your comments and your feedback on this. What would you love to see at a local community 3D printing? What would it take for you to go to that? What would be a neat promo video or a neat thing there that would say, like, yeah, I'm going, that's way cooler than any of the other ones? If you've been to the other ones, tell me what you think was the coolest thing at these other 3D print expos. What was the neatest thing at the expo? What draws you to those expos? Why do you want to go back? And what would be something that at my expo would be different, that you could see that would draw more of a community of new people into it, people that have, because I ideally want this to be new but friendly. I want this to be people that have no idea what a 3D printer is to still be able to come to one of these and see what 3D printing can do, but be able to do it in a fun way. So I would love it if it's like mandatory giveaways from every booth. So if you're going up there and you're there on the first day, it's just packed because everyone's excited to get something cool and to see what's going on and to get involved. So that is another big plan. Now with that, I do not have enough funds to fund that straight off the bat. So I'm going to gauge interest. I'm going to get your comments, your feedback, and I plan to then possibly do a crowdfunding or something else to do that. So that'll be something like, hey, you'll either pay for a ticket for the first one, or you'll pay for some extra food or something that might be there, or we might have like a food ticket or something like that to where you can get some of this 5-star chef food at a fixed price, or we'll do something like just for the vendors. Ideally, pause that there because honestly, I'd like to finish this video. I'll answer my phone calls here in a little bit. I will give them just 1 second. I will call you right back. So something to text. All right. So I'm really excited about this conference. Let's get the word out. Please comment, message. Let me know what you think, what you would love to see. All right, next subject. Future videos. I really have wanted to do YouTube videos more often, and I've just completely failed at it. So here is the beginning of holding myself accountable to doing these videos more regularly. So if you're still here, 21 minutes in, thank you so much for watching this long. I know this is definitely not definitely not for everyone. So you're this special group that's really been interested in what I have to say, and I appreciate it a lot. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share this with your friends. Put it on the other 3D print groups. I really appreciate it. And if you're in the local DFW area, feel free to show this to other people that might be interested. Yeah, so for new videos, I have a friend that will be coming over and doing some professional videoing, and we're gonna try to make regular YouTube videos for the community. So please let me know what you would like my next video to be about. Lots of other people do YouTube videos, and they 3D print cool things. They show you how to get rid of layer lines and stuff like that. Those specific videos I will. I'm not trying to copy other people or do things that have been done too much, but I will if you request it. So I can definitely do things different than other people, but that's part of the reason why I didn't get started explaining the very basics or whatever. There's tons of basic videos out there, and my group is centered around making money. So I'd like to do videos more based around that, or more based around giving back to the community. Now that I'm making money, I would love to encourage other people that make money to figure out how to give back, and that's part of my my community outreach and wanting to create these other groups, is to figure out how I, with others, can empower the community and get the community, locally and globally encouraged to have 3D printers and make things with them. So the very next video I'll be doing will be reviewing some scanners. So I've recently bought a Structure Core scanner. The Structure Core is right here, actually. So the little guy, it's got 3 cameras on it, and I believe a time-of-flight sensor as well. It might just actually be 3 cameras, but it came with a little tripod. I paid $500. I got the camera, which was like $3 something, the software to run it, and this little tripod for like an even 5 plus tax. It does work. I've got it to work. We will show you in video tomorrow how it works, what it's like to set up, and some tips and tricks to getting it to work, and some tips and tricks on what I couldn't figure out how to work. So maybe you can help me when I show you this, because I am still a very noob when it came to learning about the Structure Core, but I don't see any other videos on YouTube using it. So I don't know how many other guys out there are using the Structure Core, but I plan on coming up with a video to help educate the community on it, to give my feedback on it, and help y'all. Now with that, I plan on also reviewing this guy. This is the Huawei Chinese phone P30. So this phone, don't give me any crap about it. Don't give me crap about that. I didn't drop it and cracked it, but I have tested it. I plan on testing it. This doesn't actually jack with the scanning of it. But what I'm going to, this phone here has 3 cameras, and actually it's yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then right here I believe, or no, that's a camera, that's a camera, and that's a camera. This is a time-of-flight sensor. So 3 cameras and a sensor that allow you to create 3D models with your phone. I mean, how freaking cool is that? So this phone has a 40 megapixel camera, a 20 megapixel camera, and an 8 megapixel, and then a TOF, time of flight sensor, which is an infrared. So this allows us to make 3D models, and it has a really cool feature. So I'll be testing that out with y'all. I'll show you the progress with that, give you my feedback on if it's something useful or if it's something I might end up returning. Same with the structured core, if I'll find that useful or returning. These things are both under $1,000. So as far as scanners goes, it's as much as a regular printer, and we'll see what we can do with it and see if it's something that you want. Because honestly, if I had a video like this, if I had like the video like what I'm going to make, you know, I would have made different decisions most likely in the beginning, or I at least would have had a better framework on if it was going to work for me in the future or not. But that's part of the reason that I bought two, is I wanted to compare them. I had the money to do that. Combining the money to get a $1,200 or $1,500, $2,000 scanner, I would have rather reviewed these smaller ones first, at least. So that's what we're going to do. I'm super excited about that. I plan on filming on Thursday, Friday, and we will get that edited and posted up as soon as possible, hopefully early next week, if not by the weekend. So super excited there. Also, I forgot to say Happy New Year, everybody. If you plan on going out tonight, if you're watching this live, I know there's at least one person. Thanks for watching, and stay safe. Don't get too hammered and messed up. Your future as a business owner is much better than being in jail or hurt and injured. But yeah, so I'm really excited about being able to bring those scanners to you, about New Year's. Next. So I might have passed graze over the makerspace again real fast. I've got friends that are interested in spaces. I've had other people that were asking about meetups. So my plan is to figure out a good location, find a good location. So if you know of any of the good locations that can also get foot traffic that are in the DFW, I'd like to stay central to the airport, west of the airport ideally. So that Colleyville, Carrollton, Southlake, Grapevine, anywhere in there, Hearst, I think would be really good. If I get a location at the Hearst Mall, if I get a location on Grapevine or somewhere in Southlake, that would ideally, I think, be perfect. And that would allow a lot of people to just walk by and be like, oh snap, there's a print shop there. Walk in and get educated like that, as well as having these groups out there. So I'm super excited for that. But with that, I want to be able to rent the printers out in that location like a makerspace, as well as other tools like scanners, like laser engravers, CNC wood cutters and metal cutters and stuff like that. So that's the overall goal, is to turn my business into a /makerspace/ spot where we can keep this going, as well as still being an excellent service provider for all the excellent customers I have here in DFW. So that's coming, as well as I've got a couple good friends. We're making a new 3D printer, so a brand new 3D printer will be developed and sold through 3D Print Everything for profit. I've got a genius friend that, through a conversation and a little bit of planning, me and him came up with a printer. It is definitely 98% his brainchild and his tuning and assembly and everything, but with that, he runs a full-time job as a chiropractor. So me being the printing expert, I will end up selling that and doing it exclusively through my store, as well as online and other places. But be on the checkout for that. It will also come with a brand new 3D printer board that will have 10 plus stepper motor slots. So this will be for the big boy printers, for printers that you want to have 2 to 4 Z's independent. You want to have multiple extruders all run independent. You can have lots of different configurations, and it will be a way built over the top board that will be made by somebody in the U.S., sold to people in the U.S. initially. So really excited about that, and be on the lookout for that. It will be paired with our 3D printer and sold separately. And on top of that, the same guy that is building that has a good plan for producing filament. So he's got a pending deal on buying a 3D printed manufacturing machine. This will allow us to produce over 1,000 rolls a month. And with that, that'll get the cost down to a fifth of what I'm paying right now. And I'll be selling that through our company, through Amazon locally. And we'll be looking for beta testers. So if you're interested in possibly being a beta tester of filament, if you want to get in on the first batches of these and and give us some feedback on that. We'll definitely be giving highly discounted prices for our first test runs. That is still a few months in the coming, but we are extremely excited for that, and we've just about got that deal signed up. So really happy to hopefully be partnering with a local filament production company that will either be under the umbrella of 3D Print Everything, or that will be sold through the umbrella of 3D Print Everything. So I'm very excited there. Y'all be on the lookout. And what else, guys? I'm just about ready to end this. I've been ranting for a good 30 minutes. But I'm just really excited to do this. I want the community's feedback. I want your comments and feedback. Aside from the scanner videos, what would you like to see as the next one? What do you want to see me do for the next videos? You know, I believe I already mentioned this. So definitely comment and let me know what you think. And yeah, I think I'll look over. I'll show you just a little bit of my setup here. So I'll kind of give you a tour so that you can see where I'm at. If you've stayed this long, you might be slightly interested in what I'm doing in my space. So I'll let you see that. I'm running this all out of my garage. And over here, we've got one of the brand new printers. I just got this on the December deals. I can't believe I scooped it up. $170 to $270 or $200 for this ZD1 3D printer. Excellent, excellent printer. I saw this thing being sold for $600 and $500, $400 plus on other websites. So I was really happy to get the phenomenal deal of $200 for that. Here's a budget $300, $300, $400. I mean, this guy, again, another fantastic deal. I paid like $240 for this thing, and a great printer for the price. This is a buddy of mine's CR10 Max. I actually didn't buy this guy, but he is letting me use it, as he had some trouble running it, but I have no trouble running it. So he's essentially letting me use it when I want. When he needs something printed, I'll print off of it. And if there's anybody that's interested in buying it, the CR10 Max is for sale. Below that, we've got a Tron XY X5SA. So this is a really neat printer. I really enjoy these guys. I've got a couple other Tron XY X5Ss. This is the newest updated version. We'll probably do a video comparing this one to my older ones, some of the upgrades I did versus completely stock, and the upgrades they did from stock. So this should be a really cool one. Check it out if you're looking for budget printers. That's definitely one. Over here on the good deals, they're all good deals. This is the Leapfrog XL. So Leapfrog XL is a Leapfrog Creator XL. It's from that company that makes kids' toys. Big ass printer. Now I've modified it. Clearly, it actually has a large K board in it, and then I put a water cooling setup. So this guy is cooling the dual hot ends with water cooling, which is really fun. Here's the little brother to it, the Leapfrog Creator. This guy I got is a super sweet deal. It is a Magenda Glitar C6. So this is super cool. I love this printer a lot. I got a great deal on it. Here is a FL Sun Cube. This is like a 2016 version. Now I have another Tron XY and a Tron XY down there. Next to the Tron XY, I have a little Tron XY, an I version Tron XY. It's really hard to see from here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but this guy's brand new. I haven't even printed anything off of it. That was another phenomenal, like $160 printer. So I couldn't resist, had to pick it up. So we'll do a good review on that one too. Over in the corner with all the filament on top, that is a Folgertech FT5. I really enjoyed that printer. That's a nice printer. It's got linear rails, direct drive, super fun. I've made some mods to it. Down in the very corner, the big boy, that is a 16X Cube printer. It's a Core XY build, custom made, as well as the 3 other printers down under this. There are other Core XY custom made printers, all by Vincent Putoff. So Vincent Putoff, I met him. He lived in Arlington. I'm not sure if he still lives in Arlington or if he moved finally, but he's an awesome firefighter. He's got he loves designing printers, has sold many designs, and come up with some new ones, sold a handful of printers. So I'm thankful for Vincent and, you know, his handful of printers that I got. I bought my first printer from him, and he was advising me to get a much cheaper printer before I bought his most expensive one he had on him. But I just had to have the expensive printer, and that's what I got. And since then, I've continued getting good value printers, bang for the buck. and I'd love to share that with y'all. So that's pretty much my setup. I've got a bunch of other car stuff in the background. Oh, I'll show you this one real quick. So here are two of the printers that I am giving away. So some people on my Facebook group actually won this. Shout out to Adam Broad and Derek Martin that are going to get one of these guys, and Stefan and Clint. They all won on my 3D print group, giving away over $400 worth of printing printers and equipment to people. So I'm really excited about that, and I plan on doing that more often. So if you like getting free stuff and you have a printer, want to make money, join my group. You'll get free stuff from me. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here on the video with me. I plan on doing lots of reviews, lots of cool things. My feedback on the what is that? The Palette Pro. I've got the Palette Pro 2, the Palette 2 Pro, however you say it. Got one of those guys, and I need to do a good review. I've been testing it for a month or two. So so thank you. Thanks for staying this long in the video. Post this around. I'm sure there's a couple things I forgot. The next videos won't be as long. I promise I'll try to keep them in the 5 to 15-minute range so that so that it's more interesting. It's a lot more fast-paced, and we'll get some good editing done. So thank y'all. Give me comments on videos you want to see. If you want me to make a video, I'll make it. Just tell me what to make. I'll make it for you guys. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll travel out of state. Assemble printers, disassemble printers, print dumb things. You let me know. I'll do it. I want to do it for y'all. I want you to be engaged. I want you to be interested. I want to generate interest in 3D printing. And we're going to end up creating a lot of really neat things with this community, really neat applications, software data gathering. I'm gonna end up releasing a lot of stuff this next year. This last year, I slacked off a lot. I played around. We did video games. I bought a bunch of equipment that I'm not using. So that's not going to happen this next year. I've learned all these lessons. I've got a really good support group. I'm building the support group. I'm building support for y'all. So thank you. Thank you again. I'm going to get off here now because this is one of my first videos. But again, subscribe, like, share, post this around, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next video. Bye.